Your eyes and ears don't lie. Coming at you again. And man, I was so heated on my last one, I had to pop back on just to really. We ain't even started talking about how this man done came with this bullshit with his trade deals and all of that. Because I know everybody that's what a lot of them people that supported him are talking about is the trade deals and the tariffs and what he's doing for the economy. I know when I went to Costco to get gas, that shit was 45 cents cheaper. 45 cents more expensive than it was before you decided to illegally bomb Iran because your boyfriend bent you over with no grease and you didn't want to look like a taco, so you did Netanyahu's bidding. So we ain't even going to go into how much you messed up the global economy with that action, because it started with gas, but all products, while there's this uncertainty in the Middle East, anybody who gets cargo from anywhere, all these ships, they need oil. So you've just made the cost of doing business for anyone outside of tariffs, the transit cost. And when the transit cost, the dangers, insurance is up now. So in addition to the tariffs, this is what you've done is you've created more increased pricing and global destabilization with your bullshit. And then every time we talk about you, you intervening in somebody's smokescreen, doing shit that ain't no other leader in the world has ever done. Where you gonna threaten to withhold military aid in over $3 billion to Israel if they don't drop the charges against or the investigation against Netanyahu. Why? Because y'all both criminals, y'all crooks, y'all cut from the same cloth. Y'all racist ass crooks. And the minute somebody call you out on it, they're the radical left. I ain't radical left. I can't stand a lot of the shit the left is doing too, if you want to call it that. The Democrats, you ain't on my good side neither. But when we live in a world of the lesser of two evils, we know who the worst evil right now at this point in time when it came down to it. So this is a dangerous game he playing, and he don't even care. Because they so caught up on not wanting other countries to have shit. Who made the United States and Israel the moral compass of the world to decide who gets to do what? Because when you're not watching Western media, the rest of the world thinks the United States are the terrorist. They think Israel's the terrorist. Because Israel, that's the real bully in the Middle East. You're the ones attacking everybody and telling them what they can and can't do. And you're able to do that because you got your big brother in the United States military. That's what's allowed you to do everything that you've been doing since the inception of your illegal occupation. So it's not difficult to see what's really going on. You got the Israelis that are living there right now. They're not covering it in the Western media and shit. The Israelis are revolting against his regime because they realize you did this to us. You attacked Iran and they bombing the shit out of us. So now you got to go crying to the U.S. to get your back because you ain't capable of intercepting all the missiles they got. All your missile systems that were supposed to be the shit that nothing could beat, that was clearly a lie. Because you never went up against somebody who had enough missiles to overwhelm your missile defense systems. Iron Dome and David and all that. You can't intercept enough missiles. And you don't have enough interceptors to sustain this. That's really why the U.S. had to step in, because you begged them to do some shit because you're running out of interceptors. But I almost fell out of my chair yesterday when I looked at, because somebody, tried to bang on me talking about how many jobs the big, beautiful bill gonna create and this and that. And then I remember looking at yesterday when they released the job numbers for June. Even Fox had to move on because they was looking stupid as shit. Maria Bartolo, or whatever her name is, who got to be the dumbest bitch on TV, or one of them, because there's a laundry list of idiots. But she just looks stupid and sounds stupid. Like she sounds special. She sounds special. talking about we expect to have 90,000 jobs added. Y'all lost 30,000 jobs. And that's a direct relation to his policies and tariffs and shit. Because companies are not willing to eat the tariffs and lose profit. So what are they going to do? You're going to raise rates, but you're also going to downsize your workforce. Firing people is the easiest way to cut costs because you're getting rid of the wages, the benefits, and the taxes that you pay. So there's a cost per employee that a lot of these places have already considered. So they can employees. And how is that good for the economy? So as these companies are dropping hundreds of thousands of people, what was it? Microsoft said they dropped 9,000, FedEx 100K. Why aren't you shipping as many products? Because tariffs are ruining the shit coming in. And then because of the situation with the economy and the increased cost, consumers aren't buying nothing. Because as stuff gets more expensive, the independently wealthy are the ones that can not care and buy it. The ones who are regular people that may not be paycheck to paycheck, but they not balling to where it don't matter. They holding back on buying stuff. So how old dumbass gonna say girls don't need $30? That was a stupid ass example. Because what girls have $30 except these rich ass people? I ain't never met a person, and I didn't grow up rich, but I grew up in an affluent area where everybody was working, military, tech jobs, all that here in San Diego. So I was never rich, but I was cool. Didn't ever worry about nothing. Always had name brand stuff and all of that because my dad worked hard. When I came with him with I want some Jordans, he looked at me crazy saying, ain't no reason for you to need some $150 shoes. They ain't gonna make you run higher. You ain't gonna run faster or jump higher or none of that. And that was mainly because of his feelings, but I would say we were just a regular middle-class family of 4. So there were a lot of people that were doing better, but there was a lot that was doing worse. But at least it was sustainable at that time. And I never saw nobody with no damn $30. You dumbass. The examples they use shows how detached they are from society and real reality. Because anytime the economy's fucked up, it's an opportunity for the wealthy to come in like sharks and further their wealth. When the housing market crashes, who buys all of the properties up? Hedge fund managers and rich people. It's an opportunity for you to come and donkey kick the poor so you can buy up everything and increase your wealth. Rich people make money in times of economic downturn because they're the only ones with disposable income to buy the dip. But he creating jobs, he doing all of this. Come on now, man. We 6 months in right now, and nothing is better than it was before he came into office. And we definitely looked at like some goddamn fools internationally. The global world is looking to circumvent the United States. And the dollar's down. And these countries, I'm waiting to see who Trump gonna try to attack when they go away from the dollar. Because that's what he's doing. You're driving countries away from the dollar because they can't trust you. So you'll go to war over that. Because every war the U.S. gets into, it ain't for the better of civilization. It's because you got a vested interest. The United States did not go in to fight the Germans because they had an ideology issue. The United States had the largest concentration of Nazis outside of Germany. The problem was Hitler wasn't going to bow down and be number 2. If he would have been willing to be number 2 and let you lead the pack, they would let him do what he wanted to do. But not if you're going to challenge our supremacy. And if we're not number 1, we got to do something about it. Because if you really went there for the ideological differences, you would have never tolerated the racism that your government has sanctioned here. Contributed to, took part in, none of that. So at least stand on some real shit. Own it. And that's what you're seeing right now. This white nationalism that Trump's all about in MAGA. If you really went to fight the Germans over their ideology, how you coming with the same bullshit? We know what you meant when you said make America great again. It's clear. Everything that you're doing. And a lot of people, this ain't new. It's just never been this out in front and over the top in a long time. This is pre-civil rights, slavery shit that you're going for. And they eating it up. Your biggest supporters that are still dick riding right now, they eating it up because you the guy they've been clamoring for. You the guy that they've been wanting. You they king. Now you know what a lot of these people really talk about at the dinner table. They might smile in your face. They might tolerate you. But now you know what kind of conversations is really going on at home when they comfortable, or when they around a group of people they comfortable being themselves. Because this behavior, right and wrong, good and bad, hasn't changed. What's changed is what our society is willing to tolerate. It's okay to be horrible now. Like your boy said in that song, you bringing sexy back? Nah, you done brought evil back. But really, evil ain't never left. It just was kind of off in the cut because it wasn't politically acceptable to do some of this shit. You made it all politically acceptable. Because how you gonna tell your neighbor they acting ridiculous when the tip of the spear, this orange-faced gremlin in a diaper and a catheter, is acting this way? Regular people can't be held accountable to it when the alleged leader of the free world is acting this way.